All right, so today we're gonna kind of dive into a world that you might not think about every day.
Yeah,
But it's something that I think a lot of our listeners are going to connect with, at least on some level,
for sure.
and that is the world of sourcing notebooks.
Notebooks, huh?
Notebooks, yeah. I mean, think about it. Whether you're a retailer trying to, stock your shelves with the latest and greatest, or
Right.
even if you're just someone who, loves a good notebook.
Mhm.
There's a whole fascinating world behind how these things get made and how they end up, in our hands.
Absolutely. It's one of those things, we see them every day. We use them all the time. We don't really think about where they come from or how they're made.
And that's kind of the beauty of this deep dive, right? We're gonna to kind of pull back the curtain and get into the nitty-gritty
Yeah.
of the sourcing process.
The journey of the notebook
The journey, exactly.
from, raw materials to,
To the finished product.
yeah.
And to guide us on this journey, we have some incredible insights from someone who really knows this world inside and out.
Oh, yeah.
And that is Leo Shia. He's the CEO of Line Paper Products.
A custom notebook manufacturer.
Exactly. Custom notebook manufacturer. And he's been doing this for 20 years.
Wow.
So he's seen it all. He's seen the trends come and go. He's seen the challenges, the successes.
He's got the experience.
He's got the experience. And what I love about Leo is he's very straight talking.
Right to the
Point
point.
to the point.
No sugarcoating.
No sugarcoating, which is why I think his insights are so valuable.
He's going to tell you like it is.
Exactly.
Give you the real deal.
Exactly. And one of the things that he really emphasizes is the importance of choosing the right manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually calls it the make or break decision
Wow.
for retailers. It's not just about, finding the cheapest option or
Yeah.
the fastest turnaround.
Yeah, you got to think long term.
You got to think long term. It's about finding a partner
A partner, yeah.
who understands your vision, can deliver on quality, and really is in it for the long haul with you.
It's about finding somebody who's as invested in your success as you are, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he paints this this kind of scenario
Oh, I like that.
that I think a lot of people can relate to. So imagine, you're a retailer. You're trying to ride that latest trend wave, right?
Right. Yep.
Let's say it's bullet journaling is all the rage.
Bullet journaling.
And you need notebooks, and you need them like yesterday.
You need to capitalize on that trend.
You need to capitalize, and so you rush into a deal
Oh.
with a supplier, maybe prioritizing speed over everything else.
Okay.
And then what happens?
Let me guess. Disaster.
Well, delays hit.
Oh.
The notebooks finally arrive,
Okay.
and the paper quality is terrible.
Oh, no.
The binding is flimsy.
It all falls apart.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a total nightmare.
It's the retailer's worst nightmare.
And Leo says this happens
By the time.
more often than you think.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, right?
it does.
I mean, have you ever like ordered something online
oh yeah.
and you were so excited about it and then it arrived and it was just like
Oh, a total
a
letdown.
total letdown.
Yeah, I ordered this planner online once. It was like this gorgeous leather-bound planner,
Oh, nice.
and I was so excited for it to arrive. And when it got here,
What happened?
the pages were so thin you could like practically see through them.
Oh,
And all my fancy pen
bled right through.
bled right through. It was a total heartbreak.
Oh, I've been there.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. It really is.
And it's a reminder that sourcing,
It's more complicated than it seems.
it's not as simple as it seems. There's a whole a web of factors at play.
It's not just click and buy.
Yeah,
There's a whole system behind it.
absolutely. And Leo, he breaks it down into kind of two main pitfalls.
Okay, so two pitfalls that retailers often fall into.
All right, lay 'em on me.
So the first one is this pressure
Okay.
to keep up with trends,
Okay.
especially in the online world where everything is moving so fast.
Yeah, trends come and go like that.
Like that. And retailers feel like they need to
Jump on it right away.
jump on it right away.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
You snooze, you lose.
Yeah, you snooze, you
There you
lose.
get it.
And that can lead to, hasty decisions,
Okay.
compromising quality,
Yeah. Yeah.
and ultimately it's the customer who suffers.
Right, because if the quality's not there, the customer's not going to be happy,
Exactly.
and then they're not going to come back.
They're not going to come back.
Mm.
And then your reputation takes a hit.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it really is. And then the second pitfall?
Okay, the second pitfall is kind of a lack of understanding
Okay.
about global supply chains
Okay.
and how complex they really are.
So retailers don't always understand, like, what all goes into it.
Yeah. They might think, oh, I just find a factory,
Place an order.
place an order, and the notebooks magically appear.
And it's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about logistics,
Quality control.
ethical sourcing,
When, it's a whole other world.
it's a whole ecosystem.
Yeah. And this is where, Leo's expertise
Oh, yeah.
really shines because he's been on both sides of this equation.
Okay.
He's been a retailer,
Okay.
and now he's a manufacturer.
So he sees the whole picture.
He sees the whole picture, so he understands the nuances
Right.
that most retailers might miss.
It's valuable.
It's incredibly valuable, and it's fascinating to hear him talk about, he's not just making notebooks, he's helping retailers navigate this whole intricate
He was
process
a guide
like a guide.
through the jungle of sourcing.
Exactly.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah, it is. And I love that he emphasizes this shift in focus from price to value.
Value over price.
Yeah. It's not just about the bottom line. It's about
The bigger picture.
the bigger picture. It's about finding a manufacturer who's a true partner, not just a vendor.
Somebody who's in your corner.
In your corner.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you actually go about, like, finding that perfect...
That
Okay.
is the million-dollar question.
Yeah, like, what specific
What are
things-
those, like, red flags?
Yeah, the green flags.
The green flags, yeah. What should retailers be looking for when they're evaluating a potential manufacturer?
Give me the checklist.
Yeah, the checklist, yeah.
All right.
So Leo lays out some really clear criteria,
Okay.
and they all boil down to trust and transparency.
Ooh, trust and transparency.
Yeah.
The foundation of any good relationship.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, quality control.
Okay. Quality control. That's a given, right?
It's non-negotiable.
You got to have quality.
You got to have quality. So, does this manufacturer have certifications?
Oh, like actual,
Standards in place, yeah.
standards in place
Yeah.
that ensure that they're consistently delivering high quality products.
Okay.
And we're talking things like, GSM for paperweight,
EVSM. What's that?
grams per square meter.
Okay.
And that basically tells you, how thick.
Oh, okay. So you don't want flimsy pages.
No flimsy pages.
Right.
Or, the types of binding that they offer.
Oh, yeah. Binding's important.
Binding is important.
Because you don't want the pages falling out.
No, you don't.
Different, I imagine different binding methods, have different levels of durability.
Exactly. So, spiral binding
Oh, yeah.
versus, a sewn binding.
All right. That makes sense. Those are going to have different levels of durability.
And that matters depending on, what kind of notebook it is.
Exactly.
Right, like a heavy duty journal.
Versus like a little,
Yeah, a little notepad.
pad.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding those finer details
Right.
and making sure the manufacturer's, capabilities
Mm-hmm.
align with your vision for the product.
Okay, so quality control, check that box.
Check that box. What's next?
All right, so next up, flexibility.
Flexibility. Okay, so are they easy to work with?
Easy to work with. Can they handle
Large orders.
large orders?
Small orders.
Small orders.
Like special requests.
special requests.
Custom designs.
Custom designs, can they adapt
Pivot.
to your needs
That-
without sacrificing
Speed or quality.
speed or quality? You need a partner who
Hmm.
can
Who can roll with the punches.
roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so flexibility. Got it.
So we got quality control, we got flexibility.
What else is on our checklist?
What else we got? Let's see. Reputation. I think that's a big one.
Reputation, yeah.
Yeah, do your homework.
Do your due diligence.
Yeah, look for manufacturers with a proven track record.
Look at what other businesses are saying about them.
Exactly. Yeah, check out online reviews,
Industry forums,
trade shows, all that.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, there are tons of resources out there
Tons of resources.
to kind of, get a feel for.
Get the scoop.
Yeah, get the scoop.
What about transparency?
Transparency.
I feel like that's a big one, especially when you're dealing with overseas manufacturers.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, a trustworthy manufacturer.
They should be upfront about their production timelines,
Their costs.
their costs.
Processes.
Like they should be willing to answer your questions.
Openly and honestly.
Yeah.
And if you're getting a lot of vague responses or pushback,
Red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Move on.
Exactly. So you've done your research.
Okay.
You've found a potential manufacturer.
Right.
Everything looks good on paper.
Looks good on paper, but
What's the next, crucial step?
don't skip the product sample.
Product sample.
Yeah, this is your chance to really
Get hands-on.
get hands-on. Yeah, experience the quality firsthand.
Okay.
Like, feel the paper, examine the binding.
See how the notebook lays flat when it's open.
Yeah, all those little details
Every detail.
that make all the difference.
For the customer.
With the customer experience, yeah, exactly.
And I can see how that would be so important because it's one thing to see photos online,
Right.
but to actually hold the product in your hand,
Totally.
it gives you a whole different level of understanding.
And if the samples are subpar,
Yeah.
well, that's a pretty good indication that
There might be some bigger issue.
bigger issues down the line, yeah.
You don't want to get stuck with a huge shipment of notebooks
No.
that don't meet your standards.
Nope, not at all.
Speaking of shipments, let's talk about the whole
Logistics.
the shipping and logistics side of things.
Okay.
I know Leo, he stresses the importance of accounting for lead times and potential disruptions.
Oh, yeah, especially with all the challenges in global supply chains lately.
Mm.
It's been a wild ride.
It's been a wild ride.
The pandemic really threw a wrench in things.
Totally.
And even now we're still seeing those ripple effects.
Yeah, with delays and disruptions, and I feel like I've been seeing those supply chain issues.
Oh, yeah.
Disclaimers everywhere lately.
Everywhere. It's the reality we're living in, unfortunately.
It is.
But it really highlights why it's so crucial to
plan ahead.
plan ahead, yeah. Build in buffer time.
Buffer time.
And work with manufacturers who are adaptable.
Flexible.
Flexible, yeah.
Who can offer those,
Solutions, yeah.
solutions.
When things inevitably go wrong.
Exactly. So it's not just about, getting the notebooks made. It's about getting them to your customers.
On time. On time.
In good condition. In good condition, yeah.
It's the whole journey.
It's the whole shebang.
Beyond the practicalities.
Yeah.
There's another aspect that Leo emphasizes.
Okay.
And it's something that's increasingly important to consumers these days, and that's sustainability.
Sustainability. This is something I'm really curious about.
Yeah.
How does sustainability play into sourcing notebooks?
Yeah, what are some of the things that manufacturers are doing?
Yeah, to become more eco-friendly.
Consumers they're becoming much more
Eco-conscious.
eco-conscious, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're demanding products that align with their values.
I've noticed more and more brands
Yeah.
highlighting things like, recycled materials.
Recycled paper.
Sustainable packaging. Like it's definitely
It's a trend.
It's a trend.
Yeah, it's a good trend though.
It's a good trend.
Yeah. And it's definitely shaping the sourcing landscape.
Absolutely. And when it comes to notebooks, there are a lot of ways manufacturers are stepping up.
Okay, so what are they doing specifically?
Well, for starters, the paper itself.
Okay, the paper.
Look for notebooks
Yeah.
that are made with recycled paper.
Okay, recycled paper.
Or paper that's sourced from sustainably managed forests.
Sustainably managed forests.
So there's this certification called a Forest Stewardship Council certification.
Oh, the FSC?
The FSC, yeah. Have you heard of that?
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that on products before.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common, and it's a great indicator that the paper
It's from a responsible source.
comes from a responsible source.
Okay, so I can actually look for that.
You can look for that FSC label
FSC label, yeah.
when you're shopping for notebooks.
All right, good to know.
And it's a great way to kind of make an eco-conscious choice.
Support sustainable forestry.
Support sustainable forestry, exactly.
All right, so beyond the paper, what else? What else we got?
Well, there's the ink.
Oh, the ink.
Yeah, some manufacturers are switching to soy-based inks.
Soy-based inks.
Yeah, which are more environmentally friendly than
Traditional inks.
traditional petroleum-based inks.
I didn't even realize there were different types of ink to consider.
There's a whole world of ink out there.
A whole world of ink? Wow, the more you know.
The more you know, right?
Okay, so we got the paper, we got the ink. What else is there?
And then there's the binding
Binding.
and the packaging.
Oh.
So, look for notebooks that use recycled materials for the covers.
Oh, okay.
Or that are bound with natural fibers.
Like linen thread or something?
Linen thread, yeah, instead of plastic.
Instead of plastic, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing how many different elements go into making a notebook
Yeah.
more sustainable.
It really is. It's like a whole system.
It's a whole system, and it's not just about, doing the right thing for the planet.
Right.
it can also be a real selling point
Oh, yeah, for sure.
for your brand.
Customers are willing to pay a premium
Yeah,
for products that are eco-friendly.
they want to feel good.
Yeah, they want to support brands that share their values.
Exactly. So it's a win-win, right?
Win-win. Yeah.
You're reducing your environmental impact,
Yeah.
and you're appealing to a growing segment of consumers who are looking for sustainable options.
Absolutely.
Now, in addition to all of this,
Okay.
Leo's also a big advocate for leveraging technology
Technology.
in the sourcing process.
Okay.
He believes it can make things
More efficient.
more efficient, more
Yeah.
transparent, and
They're
even
more sustainable.
more sustainable.
Okay, so I have to admit, this is where I get a little lost.
Yeah.
When I think about sourcing, I picture people on the ground visiting factories, inspecting products.
Yeah, yeah.
Where does technology fit into all of this?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And technology is actually revolutionizing the way sourcing works.
Well,
So we're talking about things like, real-time tracking systems
okay.
that allow you to monitor
Your shipments.
your shipments. Yeah.
Every step of the way
Every step of the way from the factory floor
to your warehouse.
to your warehouse.
Yeah.
So you can actually see
You can see where your notebooks are
where your notebooks are in the world
at any given moment.
at any given moment.
It's wild.
It is pretty wild. And there's software now that allows you to track, production timelines,
Okay.
manage inventory, even collaborate
With manufacturing.
with manufacturers
So-
on like design changes,
Quality control check.
quality control checks,
All remotely.
all remotely.
That sounds incredibly helpful.
Especially when you're dealing with
Time zones, language barriers, all that
all of that. Yeah, it streamlines communication,
makes the whole process
much more efficient.
much more efficient. And it can even help with sustainability, right?
Yeah,
By optimizing shipping routes,
reducing waste.
reducing waste. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's really kind of
it's like a game changer.
it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really sounds like technology is changing the game when it comes to sourcing.
For sure. Yeah.
It's taking a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
And giving retailers, more control over that whole process.
More visibility too.
Yeah, more visibility.
It's pretty incredible to see how technology is kind of like bridging that gap, right?
Yeah.
Between retailers and manufacturers, no matter where they are in the world.
Mm-hmm. But even with all these advancements,
Yeah.
Leo, he emphasizes that.
The human element is still absolutely crucial.
That makes sense.
You can have all the technology in the world, but at the end of the day,
It's still about people.
it's still about people. It's about building those relationships.
Exactly. Yeah. Leo, he believes that building those strong long-term partnerships
Mm,
with suppliers, it's a win-win
it's a win-win
for everybody involved.
for everybody, yeah.
Yeah, it leads to better communication,
Smoother
a
operations.
deeper understanding of each other's needs.
Yeah, and I can see how that trust and mutual respect
Mm.
would make a huge difference, especially when challenges inevitably arise.
Oh, for sure, because you gotta be able to work together.
You got to be able to problem solve.
Yeah, problem solve, find solutions. Yeah,
And that's where those strong relationships really pay off.
absolutely. It's about moving beyond just a transactional
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, like just a vendor customer kind of thing.
Exactly, and really seeing your suppliers as true partners.
Partners in your success.
Yeah.
All right, so let's kind of recap
Okay, recap time.
all the wisdom that we've gleaned from Leo today.
All right, hit me with the key takeaways.
Okay, so first off, don't rush the sourcing process.
Yeah.
Take the time to vet your suppliers thoroughly.
Do your homework.
Yeah, do your homework, look for those key indicators of quality, flexibility, transparency. And remember, it's not just about finding the lowest price.
No, value over friend.
Value over price. Yeah,
Yeah.
focus on the overall value and those long-term benefits
Right.
of partnering with a manufacturer who really understands your vision.
Absolutely. Find someone who gets you.
Inspect those product samples like a hawk.
Don't skip that step.
Do not skip that step. You need to experience that quality.
Firsthand.
Firsthand, yeah, before committing to that big order.
Don't get stuck with a warehouse full of duds.
Exactly.
All right, what else? What else we got?
Plan ahead, build in that buffer time,
Buffer time.
and be prepared for potential disruptions.
Right.
The global supply chain can be
Unpredictable.
unpredictable. Yeah, so flexibility is essential.
Okay, so plan ahead. Be flexible.
Be flexible.
Got it.
Prioritize sustainability.
Okay.
Look for manufacturers who are using eco-friendly materials and practices.
It's good for the planet. It's good for business.
It's a win-win.
A win-win.
Embrace technology.
Okay, technology.
Leverage those tools.
Yeah, the tools that give you that real-time visibility
Yeah.
into your supply chain, streamline that communication.
The last but not least,
The human element.
cultivate those human relationships.
Yeah, build those strong partnerships.
Based on trust and mutual respect.
Leo's insights, they really highlight the fact that sourcing,
Yeah.
it's so much more than just placing an order.
It really is.
It's a strategic process, you know.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. Yeah, it requires careful planning,
Attention to detail.
a commitment to finding the right partners.
He really kind of flips the script on what it means to be a successful retailer
Oh yeah.
in today's world.
It's not just about like chasing trends.
Or cutting costs.
Yeah, it's about building a business that's sustainable,
Ethical.
ethical, and it really resonates with your customers.
Yeah. It's about those values.
Values. Yeah.
And it all starts with that simple notebook.
Wow, I never thought I'd get so fired up about notebooks.
Me neither.
This deep dive it's been eye-opening.
Incredibly eye-opening, yeah.
I feel like I've learned a whole new language.
The language of sourcing like a pro.
Sourcing like a pro, exactly.
So to all our listeners out there, the next time you reach for a notebook, take a moment to appreciate the journey it took to get there.
Yeah, think about all the people.
All the processes.
The global connections.
Yeah, that went into creating that seemingly simple object.
And if you're thinking about sourcing notebooks for your business,
Yeah.
remember Leo's advice.
Be proactive.
Prioritize quality.
Build those strong relationships.
It's a recipe for success.
One page at a time.
That's a good one.
That's a wrap on another deep dive.
Another deep dive in the books.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time,
Keep those minds curious.
and those notebooks open.